anywhere from Lafayette to Crawfordsville, you need to be in the safest part of your home, away from windows and doors. You are now under tornado warnings, and some of those warnings then extend south. Kelly, if we could pick up Park County real quick, that tornado warning for parts of Park County, that's going to include Rockville. Here is Highway 36 west of Indianapolis, west of Bainbridge into Rockville. Rockville, one city under a tornado warning. Park County until 3 o'clock. We will travel north and pick up really the strongest part of this cell that we've been monitoring. It has made its way out of Covington and Petersburg, and it's starting to make its way toward 231 between Lafayette and Crawfordsville. So if you live in Tippecanoe County, if you live in Montgomery County, we encourage you to be in the safest part of your home, away from windows and doors. Again, we're starting to see those tornado warnings now inching closer to Lafayette. Sean?
Yeah, they are, and we've got a report out of Covington in Fountain County of thunderstorm wind gusts estimated at 55 miles per hour with power lines down and possible power outages, and a small hail report. If we could, let's switch over very quickly to the GR2 analyst. Once again, I have it in velocity mode. Very easy to point out where we're seeing the possible tornado. But I want to point out as well, that's the strongest rotation, but if you're up and down the line, you need to just go ahead and be in your safe spot, because even without a tornado, we still think there's going to be wind damage, and you need to take it seriously. Now, they issued some new warnings. Looks like just for Rosedale and Clinton, and that's for the cell that's coming out of Illinois, coming near Vermilion, Illinois, and going to cross over, showing signs of rotation as well. So,
and you can see that little hook on that one, Sean, just north of Vermilion, Illinois. So just getting ready to cross the state line.
Yeah, absolutely. And any storm that you see on radar has potential to rotate and has high potential for damaging wind, for sure.
The reason that we're on with continuing coverage right now at 2:37 during the F1 race is because these storms are going to make their way closer to the Indianapolis metro area. We, of course, want to cover our entire viewing area, keep everybody safe, but we do want to let you know that these are going to be pushing into areas like Fishers, Indianapolis, Hendricks County, Brownsburg, as you start to look towards Brown County as well. So we are going to be looking for these storms to continue to march across the state. On that note, it looks like we have a new severe thunderstorm warning up to the north there, just north of Kokomo. I believe that's going to be White and Cass counties, as you see the orange on your screen there. So we're going to start to zoom up into that area. You see Logansport, that also includes part of Peru there. Yep, Cass County until 3:15 this afternoon. That's for that big chunk north and west of Indianapolis. Miami County, wind gusts are a big concern, in excess of 50, 60 miles per hour. And again, under a tornado watch. So just because there's a warning doesn't mean that we could not possibly see some rotation from those storms too. So today, I would say, even if it's a severe thunderstorm warning, take action, as Angela and Sean have been mentioning. Make sure you just follow those tornado warning parameters and go to the lowest level of your home. Very heavy rain is going to be expected as well, and while this isn't in the Indianapolis metro area just yet, we will see that happen within the next probably 1 to 2 hours as these storms are racing to the east-northeast. Kelly, if we can, on live Doppler 13 radar, if we can just do a home view. I know we're focusing on west central Indiana right now, of course, where the activity is, but you see how close that is to the Indianapolis area. And as we start to look at areas like Putnam County, you're going to be in view of this storm next. So we will continue to watch this for you as it marches across the state. And Angela, let's go ahead and go through some of those storms right now as we're just continuing to watch what's happening in west central Indiana.
Yes, I especially wanted to look at that one just to the southwest of Lafayette. As these supercells merge, it's going to be a little difficult to actually see where we may have clear rotation, but oftentimes any little indentation in this line of storms will indicate the possibility of damaging winds or perhaps that rotation, and it looks like we're seeing that now just to the southwest of Lafayette. This is 231 that connects connects Lafayette south to Crawfordsville. And this cell, as we can see the radar update, is now near Shadeland along 231. This is just southwest of Lafayette. Let's expand the view just slightly, and we're going to put a track on the leading edge of this, really the strongest part of this cell, where we may be getting the damaging winds now entering the southwestern part of Tippecanoe County. We're going to do a quick track on this, and then we'll toss it over to Nicole, tracking northeast near 65 miles per hour. Here are some of the towns in the path. Shadeland, it's on top of you now. Lafayette in the next minute or two. Very similar time frame to what we had on the last track at 250 for Lafayette, Battleground 256, and Delphi 305.
Angela, we have Kevin Rader standing by, but before we go to Kevin, just want to let my control room know that we're going to actually talk to Sean because we have new reports, I believe, of rotation at this time.
Well, actually, we're getting a report from the National Weather Service out of Indianapolis that a train spotter reporting a tornado. This is coming at 2:33. So this was actually, the report itself was about 8 minutes ago, reported at I-74 and 63 with tree limbs down near Perrysville. So if you want to dive in there on Live Doppler 13, Kelly, along 74, and that's where we've had at least a report of that possible tornado from a train spotter.
Sean, it could be that notch there just to the southwest of Linden. Perhaps now that it's made its way now into western Montgomery County.
Yeah, you know, and that is if you recall, we were showing the strongest rotation, and there you go, right there. So we'll back up.
And this is the one that came out of Covington near Veedersburg, and it looks like it's now kind of pushed northeast, just north of Waynetown, just west of 231. So in addition to that cell just southwest of Lafayette, there's another little notch that perhaps has been associated with something damaging coming now a little closer to Crawfordsville.
Absolutely. So that's the couplet that we were highlighting, showing the strongest rotation that would have the best tornado potential. And it's still, and mind you, this image was from, say, about 3 minutes ago. So you got to be in your safe spot right now. And it's too late, actually, if you're in Newtown. But Odell, New Richmond, and West Point, you need to be in your safe shelter because that's where this possible tornado, and it's showing some strong radar indication of that, still on the ground, tracking in your direction. Shadeland down the road. So that's kind of the highlight right now that we're really concerned with. And we're also getting reports of rotation in Paris, Illinois. That's why they've issued the tornado warning a little farther to the southwest. And that includes Clinton and also Marshall.
This is something that we're going to continue to watch as we look at those tornado warnings as they're issued. But I mentioned earlier that Kevin Rader is standing by. He is actually along I-65 near Lebanon in Thorntown, where it's just started raining a little bit. But Kevin, give me an idea of what you're seeing out there.
It's very strange because I would say the first onset of rain. We started driving north, and we were at the first exit on 65 north of Lebanon, which I believe is Thorntown, Sheridan. And we're pointed north now. So you're looking north on 65 here. We pulled off on the ramp here to give you an idea of what we're looking at. But I would say in the last, 2-3 minutes we've been listening to you guys. When we first pulled up here, it was not raining. And then it started raining light, and then it got heavy, and now it's just a little spotty kind of as it's coming down now. I'm surprised at the amount of traffic that we're still seeing on 65, and in fact that is even headed northbound. But at this point, it's just a steady rain, I would say, and I think this is probably the onset of what you guys have been talking about.
Kevin, that's exactly right. I really appreciate it. We want to let everybody know that we want you to go to your safe places. Of course, we are monitoring where our crews are. They are using the utmost safety not to be in harm's way. They know that they need to put their lives before a TV news report. So keep in mind that if we are telling you to go to a safe place, that's exactly what we're telling our crews as storms move their way as well. Angela, I want to go ahead and start to take a look at the radar again. We're on Live Doppler 13 radar. Kelly, if you can zoom out a little bit, we want to take a look at just where some of those storms are. So that's where Kevin was there, just in Boone County. So he's going to start to see some really heavy rain move in. But I think that we're going to see probably within the next 10 minutes a new line of warnings issued because, Angela, as you've mentioned, these storms are just pushing rapidly to the east-northeast.
Nicole, they are moving so quickly, 65 miles per hour. We have it near Lafayette, probably about 5 minutes ahead of schedule, so we might need to adjust our storm tracks just a bit. We expected it at about 2:50 in Lafayette, but you can clearly see really some of the roughest weather now near Lafayette in Shadeland right now. Again, tracking northeast, 60, 65, 70 miles per hour. These are moving very quickly, even if you're not under a warning, but you know